So I have to say, I'm not sure I had thought about it that much when we were talking about this, but now that I'm seeing where we have so many people in between experimentation and innovation, I think I was thinking we'd be more around exploration and experimentation. So I think people are farther along. So the question I want to ask is, and let's discuss for a little bit, is what does it take to mature an enterprise? Like, what does it look like to kind of move through these phases of maturity?
I would say a big part of it is intent and being deliberate around moving to the next phase and getting greater governance, being more deliberate about how you're using and controlling AI.
I think that the biggest pressure that AI is placing is on leaders and directors of departments or city managers, whoever, to basically, pardon my French, get their shit pulled together because people are figuring it out way faster and they get it. They know it. I just did a training yesterday with the Illinois City County Managers Association, and we have a custom GPT that's like we call Coach Glenda, and her role is to help city managers specifically on that decision-making level work through some stuff. We got no pushback on that. They really loved it. They were like, this is very accurate. So I appreciate that there was very little to no hallucinating, which is really important for them because they are so risk averse.
There's also a big disconnect in the conversations that happen, right? That at a leadership level, you have all these big technology and big consultancies approaching them, and they're painting them, they're selling them on that vision of already innovation heading to realization, right? They're showing them the fully automated, AI-driven organization. They're showing them the big transformation, right? And as typically happens, right? These leaders go like, oh, good. So buy this, put money on the problem, and you guys are going to connect all the cables and we'll see these efficiencies happen. And in truth, you have then all the people who do the work, they're still trying to catch up to how do I even prompt this thing? What do I use it for?
The part that I'm involved with this whole initiative, now we had those 3 different technology types we're going for. That has since extended to 2 more streams of work, one around communication, which is very closely tied with training, but I'm not specifically part of that. And the other is around these AI champions. And there's a whole stream of work around that. Their training program, as currently proposed, is 5 months worth of training. Huge emphasis on change management. Not as much, they'll get plenty of technical training, but a lot of it is on the people issues, which we all know are the hard part.
So let's work together to answer some of these challenges. This is the lab portion. And so what we're going to do is build a playbook, I guess, for lack of a better word, but let's come up with some frameworks, some strategies, for some tools for all of us to create those guardrails. And Kate just gave great examples. Have the disclaimer in all the training. That's an example of that. And what we're going to do is gather some ideas from all of you. And then Deepa is just going to share her screen, and we're just going to start to iterate together and see if we can take this mass amount of stuff and start to refine it down so that we actually create a toolkit or a playbook that we all can use.
So I'm going to go into my GPT chat that I created. I'm playing with it right now. ChatGPT, our goal is for learning and development and HR folks to create a framework on AI-based training.
One thing to notice here, you see how it responded, like, this is really a great start. And I think that's a word of caution for users as well, right? Because the AI is telling them everything you're saying is amazing, and it's not often being brutally honest. So I like to tell the AI to be brutally honest with me and avoid any sort of sycophantic responses.
Deepa, if you could just, in another tab, do the same prompt, but use perplexity. So I thought ChatGPT was, as Kate said, kind of generic, but it's a start, where perplexity just gave a lot more structure. Anybody's using any other tools and want to reflect. But do you think from an AI maturity, I'm kind of sensing from an AI maturity, I would just, as I become more literate with more than one tool, I would be more comfortable on when to go to a tool when I need to do significant work.